overnight alert.
We don't normally have storms this strong this early in the season.
A now lifted 2 a.m. tornado warning getting mixed reaction. Fear of the unknown.
They just kind of pulled the rug out from under our feet, told us they're selling 53 homes. By the looks of it, it's because they're in financial difficulty.
Dozens of tenants in Essex face potential eviction and sentenced to prison.
Mr. Brush has continued to express his remorse, has a full intention to rehabilitate himself.
The former fleet manager for Windsor Police guilty of corporate credit card fraud.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. It might have been a tough Wednesday at work today if you, like most, were woken up by that red tornado warning overnight. It was a powerful storm system bringing high winds, intense lightning, and that loud alert just after 2 a.m. CTV's Sanjay Maru tracking this story for us today. And Sanjay, you've been learning what this could mean for the rest of this season.
Hard to sleep through this one, Stephanie. Me personally, I was woken up by the sound of loud thunder very, very early in the morning. And then seemingly almost as soon as I fell back asleep, I was woken up again by the sound of that emergency alert on my phone right next to me. The stretch of significant weather this morning was short, but it was intense enough that it had many people all around the region taking out their phones and hitting record. From the heavy winds to the frequent lightning, combined with the very loud alert that went off on many people's phones, early Wednesday morning was a cause for concern across the region after Environment Canada issued a red tornado warning just before 2:15.
Detroit reported 111 kilometers per hour winds. There was a potential for a tornado in regions close to the international border, south of Windsor.
The warning was called down after about 20 minutes, but despite that short time, storm hunter Mark Robinson of the Weather Network says the scene was one he can only describe as scary.
We don't normally have storms this strong this early in the season. The weather pattern right now feels kind of more like July than it does April.
Robinson says what made this system unusual is that it hit in the middle of the night when you don't typically see storms this strong. Also factor that researchers have been tracking a shift in where the most intense storms tend to form, moving away from traditional areas like Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, and instead pushing farther north and east toward regions like the Midwest and southern Ontario.
That doesn't mean that we're going to see an immediate sort of huge uptick in tornadoes and thunderstorms, etc., for southern Ontario. But it does mean that we're sort of stacking the odds that we may see more activity in southwestern Ontario.
A cold front moving in over the weekend is expected to bring cooler temperatures and lower the risk of severe weather. But with conditions changing quickly, Environment Canada says forecasts can evolve over the coming days. So they're urging people to continue monitoring alerts for updates.
There are a lot of local effects with the lake or the rivers that can change the thunderstorms as they come by.
And despite the nature of this morning's storm, shockingly enough, no major damage was reported. But with more systems possible in the days ahead, we encourage you to monitor again those updates from Environment Canada, which you can also find on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Stephanie.
Thank you for this, Sanjay. So did you get out of bed? Maybe gather the family? We want to know, and that is our question of the day. Did you act on the tornado warning in the middle of the night? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked, should funeral procession drivers be exempt from red light tickets? Nearly 500 votes came in on this one, 78% saying yes. Again, the tornado warning has lifted, but Environment Canada is now warning of thunderstorms, heavy rainfall across Windsor, Essex, and Chatham-Kent. More details, meteorologist Gary Archibald joining us for our first look at the weather tonight. Gary.
Good evening, Stephanie. Good evening, folks. This conveyor belt of rain, showers, thunderstorms. Some of these returns from the radar satellite imagery showing some really nasty weather. The worst of it over Lake Erie. That means for Pelee Island, the point itself, and the north shores of Lake Erie. Over the next few hours, you'll be in and out of showers, thunderstorms, gusty winds. A tornado threat is still there for tonight into tomorrow morning. Hail, golf ball size, possible. It's a volatile situation, and it's going to stretch out. We'll talk about the next 2 to 3 days of significant rainfall and unsettled weather just ahead with my full report. For now, I'll send it back to you at the desk.
And a bit of a storm in Queen's Park today as a pair of local labor issues made their way to the legislature, namely the Titan tool lockout and the closure of the Diageo plant in Amherstburg. The latter brought up by opposition leader Mart Stiles, who was in our area last week.
I met Kathy. She was laid off by Diageo after 26 years of service and loyalty to that company, a quarter of a century. And you know what she has now? She has no job, no pension, no benefits. She was 1 month short of receiving her pension. She actually wrote to the Premier when she heard that he was in the back rooms making a deal with Diageo, and she said, please, I saw you pour out the bottle. What I really need is I need you to show some leadership and get us some fairness. And instead of fighting for workers like Kathy, this Premier, he did make a backroom deal with Diageo. You know what he got? He got money for downtown Toronto. That's what he got. Not a single penny for Kathy or for any workers, and not a single job sold. Will the Premier apologize for failing those workers?
As you know, the Diageo plant in Amherstburg closed at the end of February after decades in operation. The company announcing last summer it would shut the site down to shift some operations stateside, cutting around 200 jobs. Premier Doug Ford initially came out strong against the move until coming to an agreement with ownership to keep their products on LCBO shelves with $23 million in investments promised for the province. And about $1 million of that was earmarked for our region.
These are investments that they will make that would not have happened if it wasn't for the strong leadership of Premier Ford. At the same time, just last week, we continued to support Amherstburg with an $838,000 investment through the Trade Impacted Community Fund. Wow. That will help them build new economic opportunities.
I guess the Premier doesn't want to answer the question. He doesn't care about the workers like Kathy, Speaker. And if he won't apologize, maybe he'll at least get up and do something for some other workers who are struggling in Windsor, Essex. And they're watching right now. Right now, they're watching from the line. And these are the workers that Titan, Tool, and Die.
Yeah, Stiles, they're also calling out the Premier about the Titan tool lockout, which is nearing the 250-day mark. She asked if Ford would commit to getting the employer back to the table. In response, the Premier mostly talked about Diageo, hinting at a potential second life for that plant.
All they do is talk about it. We actually struck a deal for $23 million. Not to mention, we have companies looking at that facility that you don't even know about. And you didn't mention that over 80% of the members have jobs at Stellantis because we created a deal down there to run a third shift. You didn't realize that Windsor has one of the lowest unemployments they've had in decades. You didn't realize that we've seen investments of $35 billion just the last year alone.
But the reality is that Diageo and Titan screwed the workers first, and the Premier's doing it to them again.
Yes, that's right. I'm going to ask you to withdraw.
Withdraw.
In other news, a former civilian employee of the Windsor Police Service is tonight behind bars, sent to jail today for stealing from the service. CTV's Michelle Molesky has the details.
We came here today knowing that is a potential consequence.
Lawyer Shane Miles wanted to keep his client, 49-year-old James Brush, out of jail. Brush pleaded guilty in January to 2 counts of fraud over $5,000. In his role as the fleet manager for the force, Brush admitted he spent more than $31,000 in fraudulent corporate credit card purchases over a 10-year period.
Mr. Brush has continued to express his remorse as a full intention to rehabilitate himself and restore the community for the money he's taken.
Court heard Brush has a history of alcohol abuse, although even when he was sober, Brush continued to defraud the service. Justice Mikolaj Bazilko gave Brush credit for the guilty pleas, lack of criminal record, and genuine remorse. However, the judge felt they were outweighed by the aggravating factors. The money was taken for sheer greed, as the accused was living a lifestyle that he couldn't afford, the judge said, adding that targeting a taxpayer-funded entity was also a serious breach of trust.
A little disappointed, understanding that I was looking out for Mr. Brush's best interest under the circumstances. He's obviously suffered some collateral consequences, as one would expect. But at the same time, it's understandable. Justice Bazilko did a very good job.
When Brush is released from jail, he will be on probation for 1 year, and he has until 2030 to repay the City of Windsor $30,000. Meantime, the service itself has changed their policies as a result of Brush's fraud, including digital invoicing and using onboard diagnostics to automatically schedule cruiser maintenance instead of manual scheduling. Measures they say will provide stricter approval processes and increased oversight of financial transactions. Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
Also tonight, the evidence has concluded in the trial of Fernando Radcliffe. The 26-year-old has pleaded not guilty to 5 counts of attempted murder, discharging a firearm, and being in a vehicle with a loaded weapon. All charges are in relation to a drive-by shooting outside an East Windsor bowling alley on a busy Saturday night in April of 2022. 5 people were shot, but all survived their injuries. The driver of the pickup truck used in the shooting has identified Radcliffe, but a passenger stunned the court this week when he recanted his evidence and now says he doesn't know who the shooter was. The defense did not call any evidence, so closing arguments will be heard on Thursday before Justice Bruce Thomas. It is not a jury trial. An update from Sarnia Police tonight, releasing a new image of a person they've identified as their main suspect in last week's fatal Lambton College shooting. According to police, this is Kaya Chindo from London. He's charged with second-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. Police say he's currently on the run, potentially altering his appearance and clothing. The shooting happened early Friday morning outside a Lambton College bar. 20-year-old Dane Nisbet was fatally shot. 2 people he was with were injured. Police say they've arrested 3 other people so far, but they've identified Doe as the gunman. Chatham-Kent Council approved another $250,000 in its legal fight against a planned waste processing site in Dresden.
I've never experienced something that is so unanimous as far as not wanting it there. Like everyone you speak to, everyone says, no, we don't want it there.
The province cleared the way for York One Environmental Waste Solutions to repurpose a site into a landfill at the edge of the small community with its Bill 5 passed in June. The legislation gives the Ford government the power to waive municipal laws for select projects. York One says it's moving forward with a waste and recycling facility to process non-hazardous construction materials. The plan has drawn sharp and sustained pushback from the community. Chatham-Kent Mayor Darren Caniff says the latest legal funds will help the municipality fight a lawsuit from York One and assert the municipality's zoning authority. The 2 sides are set to meet in court on September 21st.
We still don't know what they're going to be building there. They've been vague in saying this can be this or this. They have not put out anything as to what they're doing there. Certainly, from my perspective, this is something that should not be happening in the community. It's resounding.
And police in Chatham say a teen girl is recovering after being threatened with a knife last night. They say they were called to King Street East around 11 p.m., where investigators found a 23-year-old man had pulled a knife on her while inside a vehicle. She's said to have suffered minor injuries but got out and called for help. The man is now facing multiple charges, including assault with a weapon and forcible confinement, and is being held for a bail hearing. Along the Thames River in downtown Chatham, major slope stabilization work is moving ahead, with most of it expected to be done by the summer. Crews are wrapping up a new sheet pile wall before shifting to storm sewer work and rebuilding the riverbank, with the goal being stronger, more stable shoreline that's better able to handle high waters and future storms. And the province says thousands more homes across Chatham-Kent are now getting connected with a major fiber build-out, bringing high-speed internet to more than 4,800 homes, farms, and businesses. It includes places like Leamington, Lakeshore, and West Elgin, areas that have been long dealt with slow or unreliable service. Now, tenants in Essex are anxiously waiting to learn if they could lose their homes after a local nonprofit housing provider announced plans to sell dozens of units. As Essex Nonprofit Housing Corporation looks to fund major repairs, some residents say they're now left with more questions than answers. CTV's Chris Campbell joins us now with more details on this tonight. Chris.
Yes, Stephanie, many residents in a quiet Essex neighborhood say they were blindsided earlier this week after learning more than 50 homes could be sold. Now, many are waiting for a letter that could determine their future.
It's a bit scary.
For Lisa Elm, the news hit close to home.
We really do love living here. So our first feeling, I guess, was just heartbreak. Like, what are we going to do?
Elm has lived in her home for more than a decade, part of a community of affordable housing units now facing major change.
They just kind of pulled the rug out from under our feet, told us they're selling 53 homes. And by the looks of it, it's because they're in financial difficulty.
The Essex Nonprofit Housing Corporation says aging infrastructure and rising costs forced the decision to sell 53 of their 122 units they own.
Right now, there remains significant repair needs that, if unmet, will mean that many of the homes are unsafe to live in. That's why we were put in the position of having to sell some homes.
The board says the sales will happen gradually over several years, with proceeds going back into repairs.
So 100% of the money that comes from selling will go into the remaining homes. There is no profit being made here.
But for tenants, the uncertainty is immediate. Many are waiting to find out if their home is on the list.
We have not been told anything other than wait for your letter in your mailbox on Friday.
While evictions wouldn't happen right away, Alm says the long-term outlook is still worrying, especially for those who can't afford market rent.
I'm really worried about a lot of people in our neighborhood because they're not in that position.
At Town Hall, officials say there's not a lot they can do.
So the town of Essex and the county have limited involvement in housing. What we can do, though, is play a support and advocacy role for residents.
Mayor Sherry Bondi calls the situation a housing crisis for the community and says she's working to figure out what help may be available.
This is a housing crisis in my municipality. I would say 54 homes. When you think we have 9,000 homes in our whole entire town, this is significant. This isn't, 1, 2, 5 people. This is a lot of people. So this hits really hard when we're trying so hard to make life affordable.
In the meantime, residents are organizing, with the local church offering space for meetings as they try to determine their next steps. Those letters are expected to go out by the end of the week, hopefully giving residents a clearer picture of what happens next. Essex Nonprofit says they've gone over everything with lawyers. Mayor Sherry Bondi suggests tenants do the same. Stephanie?
Okay, Chris Campbell tonight. Thank you for this. In LaSalle, they are opening the door for businesses to open their doors on stat holidays. Council signing off on a new town-wide bylaw, scrapping the old case-by-case approach and giving businesses the final say. Under the change, shops can choose to open on most holidays from Canada Day to Thanksgiving, with Christmas the only exception. Officials say it levels the playing field, especially for small businesses that may not have known they could apply before. for. And while the door is now open, there's still a cost, with holiday pay and overtime expected to factor into whether businesses actually turn the lights on. And in Lakeshore, the municipality is taking over a long, problematic rural road after years of dodging crater-sized potholes. Residents who rely on Couture Road are finally looking forward to a smooth ride. CTV's Robert Lothian has more on what happens next.
Few people are as excited by the sight of roadwork as Couture Beach's Vince Reno. Seeing this gravel road, he couldn't help but think,
I could drink a coffee, it wasn't going to be all over my lap.
Reno is one of the more than 30 residents on Couture Beach Road. Most of them previously launched a lawsuit against the municipality of Lakeshore over the pothole-ridden Couture Road, the only access point to their homes. Residents saying Lakeshore claimed it was a private road and repairs couldn't come from municipal coffers.
They were basically telling us that it wasn't their responsibility and live with it.
That battle appears to be coming to an end.
We are acquiring the road at no cost, and we're kind of at the tail end of the process.
Lakeshore Mayor Tracy Bailey announcing Tuesday night the road is moving towards municipal responsibility. They are working towards finalizing an agreement with the current landowner. But with preliminary road work started, for the first time in years, the potholes aren't so painful.
There was some grading done. It's preliminary work, so we're just really setting the stage for some of the repairs that will be necessary on the road.
How much road repairs will cost isn't clear, and the mayor couldn't provide details on the potential financial hit from the legal case. For Reno and residents on Couture Beach Road, the win is about more than just money.
If the end result is that the township takes possession of that road and says it's theirs, I'd be happy with that.
Robert Lothian, CTV News.
Lakeshore Council also approving a plan to help get more defibrillators into the community, unanimously backing a program that helps businesses cover the cost of an AED. The town will pay up to 75% with $10,000 set aside. The goal is to get more life-saving equipment in public spaces, especially in rural areas where emergency response can take some time. And in Amherstburg, a speed drop drivers will want to watch out for. A stretch of County Road 50 from Malden Center to Meadows Lane is now posted at 60, down from 80 kilometers an hour. And if you'll be speeding across the Ambassador Bridge after this weekend, you'll soon have an option to do so a little cheaper. The bridge slashing tolls for passenger cars with a Premier Pass, charging $5.50 US, which is down from $10 US. But that's only with a Premier Pass. The cash and card tolls stay at $10 US or $14 Canadian. The move comes as the Gordie Howe Bridge stands to open soon, and new data shows the Ambassador Bridge has fallen from favor for commercial traffic. Now, let us know how you feel about this or any of our other stories. Text us at 10400. You can also send photos and video.
Everybody helps right now.
Still ahead on Windsor's News Leader, gas prices set to drop in Windsor overnight. We'll tell you by how much and why some say the federal gas tax cut is a bad idea. And how many senior students are skipping class? Ontario's education minister drops staggering student attendance numbers. Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. The price of regular and premium gas are forecast to drop 3 cents overnight here in Windsor, with diesel expected to drop a dime. This as many Canadians look forward to the promised price drop on Monday when the federal government's new fuel tax holiday takes effect. But as CTV's Alex Carpa explains, some remain skeptical that the change will save them money in the long run.
Yeah, so a primary tillage tractor like this holds about 1,000 liters of fuel.
Farmer Kevin Peters spends about $1,500 to fill this tractor, and during busy season, that fuel can be gone in just 24 hours.
Takes a lot of fuel to run big equipment.
Peters says the costs are adding up quickly.
The fuel increase this year could easily add $50,000 for sure to our bottom line.
The Prime Minister's cost-cutting move to excise tax on gas and diesel starts next week. Diesel prices could drop by about 4 cents per litre, but Peters says it won't directly impact his operation.
As farmers, we are already exempt from that tax on our own marked diesel on farm, so our equipment has that exemption.
The trucking industry says while the savings are welcome, the overall impact will be limited.
Everybody helps right now. It's challenging as prices increase. So does it have a large impact? No, but over time, it's going to save everybody a little bit of money.
Economists believe the tax break could slightly lower the cost of transported goods, including food, but it comes with trade-offs.
There will be a large cost to be paid, both in terms of lost tax revenue as well as environmental damage because people will drive more.
Peters says this temporary cut is a good thing for consumers, but wants to see more supports for farmers like himself to help bring the cost of diesel down. Alex Karpas, CTV News in Randolph, Manitoba.
Ontario's education minister says just 40% of high school students in the province went to school at least 90% of the time during the last school year. Now, that represents a drop of nearly 20% from the 2017-2018 school year. The data also shows that just 33% of grade 12 students are actually showing up for class at least 90% of the time. On Monday, the province announced measures to try and boost high school attendance, saying it will account for 10 to 15% of final marks, depending on the grade level. 2 Windsor Essex doctors have announced a substantial donation to the Windsor Regional Hospital.
We are humbled by your support and generosity.
Dr. Tafor and Dr. Barry Amara are donating $200,000 to the hospital's medical research fund. Hospital officials say the money will support research, recruitment, and purchasing new equipment. This is just the latest donation from Tafor and Amara in the last 4 years, nearing a total of $1 million. Stellantis is reporting a 12% year-on-year jump in the first quarter global shipments to an estimated 1.4 million vehicles. The figure shows the increase in shipments is primarily driven by North America, with shipments up 17% to 379,000 vehicles, and the wider European region up 12% to 637,000 vehicles. The company is focused on regaining market share in its turnaround efforts after posting a net loss of $26.3 billion last year. The CEO is set to unveil a new industrial plan for Stellantis on May 21st. Now, technology stocks once again pushed Canada's main stock index into positive territory. In Toronto, the TSX gained 54 points. In New York, the Dow lost 72. The Nasdaq added 377. The Canadian dollar is up 0.06 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold dropped more than $26 an ounce, and oil fell 6 cents a barrel.
Let's talk about this great contest. $15,000 at stake. It's the Backyard Refresh. Powered by Plantscape Windsor, they do spectacular work. You should be taking photos of your backyard if it needs to be spruced up. See what I did there? Spruce? Spruce is a tree. I said a little funny. But it's serious business. $15,000 is at stake. Send us your photos today.
Cloudy there, but plenty of activity during the day, and more is on the way. Meteorologist Gary Archibald joins me again for an extended look at the weather. Gary.
We've seen the showers, Stephanie, some light thunderstorm activity building into heavier bands. The special weather statement and thunderstorm warnings are in play through this early stage of the evening across extreme southwestern Ontario proper. Thunderstorms with gusty winds to the 90 km range are possible. Toonie size hail is possible. Tornado risk, rather, is also possible. And the heavy amounts of rainfall will continue through to at least Thursday night. Conditions improving possibly Wednesday for some areas, not entirely. 21 degrees today. Our average high is about 13. And as you can see, we're not setting records, but these temperatures are well above seasonal, both in terms of the highs and lows. The lows have been in the teens. Air quality is good. And that's good, but not obviously the major story. And when we talk about temperatures and winds, we're seeing this steady flow of warmth coming out of the southwest. That's why temperatures have been elevated and above seasonal. Could we see gusts in the 90 range locally with thunderstorms? Yeah. It's possible. I think the overall movement of this system along this front will increase winds sustained about 30 with gusts in that 40+ range. We're still hovering around 19 degrees Celsius, upper teens at least through to about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. It feels like the mid-20s, especially along the 401 corridor from Windsor, Essex towards Chatham-Kent, due east towards London, Kitchener, Waterloo. And this conveyor belt, that's what's driving the warmth, the moisture, the energy, the showers, the thunderstorms. Our friends in Ohio getting nailed, really hit hard by a line of significant thunderstorms. And some of those thunderstorms have really rocked the south shores of Lake Erie. Some of those storms moving across the open waters, but Pelee Island again getting hit hard. If you're anywhere from Amherstburg towards Rondo Park area, that's where we're likely to see some of the worst bands. Windsor, Essex, Chatham-Kent, Bell River, Lakeshore will also be in it, but I think the trajectory really is about the northwestern shores of Lake Erie, further inland and due east from there. 40 to 50 millimeters of rainfall in the next 24 to say 30, 36 hours is a lot. That's why we're concerned about localized ponding and localized flooding. We're still mild, mid-teens through to midnight. And showers, thunderstorms, the potential of at least one occurrence, maybe more. 80%. We'll be at 21 tomorrow, well above seasonal, but still it's about the rains. Rains in the morning, Friday afternoon, a break 18, 19 and rainy on Saturday. Sunday, much cooler, showers possible, 7, 6 on Monday. Tuesday, 14, then 12 Wednesday, back to more seasonal values. That's a look at your Enercare Siles 7-day forecast.
Now, not exactly baseball weather outside right now, but the Blue Jays are searching for a second straight win after coming from behind to beat the Milwaukee Brewers last night.
Guerrero lines it deep left field, and it's off the base of the wall.
After giving up the lead in the bottom of the 9th, the Jays scored 3 times in the top of the 10th inning. They ended up winning the game 9-7. First pitch for tonight's game in Milwaukee is set for 7:40. The Tigers, meantime, are set to play outside, hosting the Royals again at Comerica Park. They're looking to build on a 2-1 win after coming back to take last night's Game 1. First pitch slated to go out soon at 6:40.
And hey, don't forget about local sports and your Windsor Spitfires, who are suffocating the Flint Firebirds on the sidelines. It's coming up next.
We are on the sidelines with Bob Belichico tonight. Now, Bob, the Spits are in a great spot right now in their series against Flint. Wow.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of surprised that it's this big of a lead. Like, I did not expect this at all, but you got it. Your Windsor Spitfires are up 3-0 in this series against Flint. in a hard-fought win last night, they got it done. Now, games have been tight, but 3-0, I don't think anyone saw this one coming. But, hey, now we're talking about sweep.
It was after the puck. It was first Rylan Fellinger, now AJ Spellicine moving in with a shot, and he scores. That was nasty.
Nasty it is, that's for sure. AJ Spellicine imposing his will on the Firebirds. The Spits were suffocating on defense last night, allowing 3 shots in the first, 6 in the second, 19 for the game. And how about Anthony Cristoforo? The defenseman turned forward. He's having himself a good round right now. After tallying only 3 points in the first round against Guelph, Cristo has 6 points in the last 3 games, including 3 assists in that Game 2 thriller. Come from behind on Sunday. Big goal to open the scoring last night, too.
For me, it's just been, playing my game, understanding that, making plays, and just being on the same page with, my line mates, just, knowing where they're going to be and kind of understanding our system in place to, beat them. So kind of doing that, and then also just kind of trusting myself and, understanding that I can make plays as well. So just kind of doing those things.
Keep her going, that's all I can say. Now, one playoff season continues while another one has ended, and that was last weekend. It wasn't meant to be for the Windsor Express, who bowed out of the BSL playoffs.
We just couldn't get it done this series, and hopefully, I don't know what my future is, maybe try to come back next year and try to compete for a championship.
That's Billy White right there. Hopefully he comes back. But after a lackluster effort in Game 3, fans were optimistic in Game 4 against KW. The Titans showed the Express why they were the best team during the regular season, though. They were hitting shots that make you say, give me a break. Windsor had more fight in Game 4, but it wasn't enough. Here's Coach Bill Jones afterwards.
Take a little break and then try to get ready for next year. Told the team the other day that I plan on coming back to coach next year. Hopefully it's with the Express, but I do have a desire and a love for this organization and for coaching to be able to help young men. So, hey, I'm looking forward to doing it again.
So a message in that answer. Coach Jones coming back?
I don't know. He had me scratching my head after that when I thought, is there a message there? And he just looked at me and smiled, eh? So I don't know. I mean, I expect him to be back, but I've seen crazier things. So.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to Junior C hockey. The Lakeshore Canadians are gearing up for the next round.
Yeah, that's right. 4 teams left in the Schmaltz Club journey. The playoffs continue. They swept aside Mount Bridges last weekend, which afforded them a nice week off. Lakeshore will host the opener of their semifinals Sunday against the Tavistock Braves.
Any team, I think, who's been through 4 rounds already of hockey, especially 2 7-game series, I mean, having a week off is definitely nice to rest, heal up a little bit, reset, watch some tape, and get ready for the next round. So I think the boys are enjoying it, but they're excited to get back going on Sunday.
Now, Chantal Valet picked up another local player for her team at the University of Windsor.
Yeah, she sure did, and she picked up a good one, too. This one's solid. Mesa Arabi of Holy Names committed to playing for the University of Windsor Lancers this fall. Now, she was at the U last weekend and signed on the dotted line following her Jewel League game at the Toldo Lancer Center. Mesa was named the top female high school basketball player this past season. She helped lead the Knights to a perfect 8-0 regular season. Mesa has been around the Lancers for years and looks forward to realizing her dream of playing for her hometown team.
I just kind of grew up in this environment, so to be able to sign here and play here and be part of like an amazing program, like one of the best in the country, like it means so much to me. And to be able to do that with Leah Shannon, who I grew up playing basketball with, it means a lot to me, and I'm really, really excited.
Over at the school today, Holy Names hosted a soccer tournament for local single A and double A teams. Now, Natalina Nawalani was helping out on behalf of the school. This tournament was extra special for her because funds raised are going to the Princess Margaret Cancer Centre in Toronto, where her aunt has received support throughout her cancer journey. Nawalani, her mom, is also cycling a couple hundred miles, hoping to raise $5,000 in honor of her aunt.
We're really grateful. I mean, the soccer world is like very important to us, especially like all the girls growing up playing and my Zio reffing. So this just really pulls it all together and means a lot to us. The end goal is just to raise money and really support not only like my aunt, but all the other people being treated at Princess Margaret and really help raise money and find a cure.
That takedown right there in the box led to a goal by Ante Kadek on the penalty shot for St. Joe's. The Lasers beat Sandwich 2-0, but it could have been worse. Sabres keeper Christian Veselinovic was awesome, making some big stops to keep the home team in the contest. St. Joe's moved into a first-place tie with Holy Names in the 3A division.
It's only the beginning of the season. We just got to keep pushing forward again, just get 1% better every practice, and eventually, you know, we'll get better and we'll get to the top. We'll win a couple games.
Defense stood on their head. Keeper was great. Their keeper was also good. We're looking forward to the next couple of games of the season. Hopefully we make playoffs, make a deep run. We're ready to show Wexel what's up.
Yeah, so we got softball going on and all kinds of great high school local sports going on. So, yeah, a lot of fun. But guess what time it is?
What time?
It's time for some Detroit basketball. That's right, man. NBA Finals. Detroit in action on Sunday. Can't wait.
Yeah, so exciting to see this team, how they're working together.
It's unbelievable because think about this. For those casual fans, Detroit was the worst team in the NBA. They lost 60 games 2 years ago, and they won 60 this year. 2 years later, top seed in the East. George Blaha, the TV voice of the Detroit Pistons, will be on Mike and Meg tomorrow morning, I think just after 8 o'clock. So tune into that. He's probably going to give everybody some good insight. But, yeah, there's a lot of excitement heading into this playoffs for the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, it's really going to be a good interview tomorrow, so tune in to watch. Okay, and that's on the sidelines.
And we can't forget about the Raptors, too, because the Raptors made the playoffs and they had a good season, too. So.
Okay, we know you'll be watching all of it.
Oh, yeah, all over it.
Okay, Bob Belichico with On the Sidelines tonight. We'll be right back.
This is your CTV Windsor, our community calendar. April is Be a Donor Month. Register your consent to organ donation today at beadonor.ca. A message from Windsor Regional Hospital. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Melanie Kentner. Now, Melanie, you have some additional details about a jail sentence that was handed down earlier today.
Yeah, the former fleet manager for Windsor Police was sent to jail for a year for fraud. 49-year-old James Brush pleaded guilty to defrauding the service of more than $31,000. He's now in jail for a year. His lawyer, Shane Miles, explains Brush will be out sometime in November.
The statutory release provision is 2/3 of his time, so that would put him at 8 months in custody, and then he would be released, having given credit for his time in custody at a 1.5 to 1 rate, essentially.
When he gets out, Brush is also banned from certain jobs. Those details are in our online coverage at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And we also have an online story of note, Melanie, about an alleged stunt driver on Howard Avenue.
Yeah, Windsor police say they have charged a 23-year-old man for going over double the speed limit. The traffic enforcement unit stopped the G2 driver near Howard and Logan Avenues at 7:30 last night. Officers say he was going 107 kilometers in a 50 zone. His vehicle was impounded for 14 days and his license was suspended for 30 days. And in our social spotlight, a Michigan neighborhood now has a community toy and treat box.
There's about 20, 30 dogs always walk past our house, so we're like, hey, what can we do to help?
This doggy stick stop is a twist on the popular lending library idea, but it's packed with dog toys, tennis balls, treats, and poop bags instead. Locals are loving the idea so much that businesses are also donating goodies.
I think this is a great idea. I mean, I don't have a dog. We see in our community a lot, take a stick, leave a stick.
Exactly.
Those are popular with my kids. But yeah, I think this would be great, getting a lot more people on trails as well.
Yeah.
Getting people excited. Yeah, it's fun.
And then they can just add or remove items as they want.
Yeah.
So great idea.
Okay. Thank you, Melanie. That's what's happening now. Still to come, a love story, a century in the making. Meet the couple marking a major milestone together. Gary, a lot of activity last night. We are getting more warnings now. Could we get another warning on our phone overnight?
It's possible, Stefanie. This particular system is rather volatile. There's thunderstorms. We've been in and out of warnings and watches. and there's significant rainfall. That's the bottom line story. This wave of activity, this conveyor belt, will continue through to the weekend, but the worst of it's over the next 24 to 48 hours. Thunderstorms tonight into tomorrow. Gusty winds, high of about 21. We'll be in the upper teens Friday and Saturday, cooling off Sunday and Monday, and then warming up to more seasonal values Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Our average should be closer to about 14 this time next week, but we're still looking at 21, 18, and 19 over the next 3 days.
Okay. Finally, tonight, a very special birthday celebration near Buffalo over the weekend, and a celebration of love. George and Corrine Klein are both turning 100 years old this month. And get this, they were born just 1 day apart. They've been married for nearly 80 years. Their anniversary is in September. The company says longevity runs in their family. Corrine's mother lived to be 102. George's grandfather, 103.
She was the most beautiful girl in the class.
Corrine, what do you think about that?
Well, he was such a nice-looking fellow and so kind. I just knew I wanted him. And I'm glad I did. And I'm glad we made it to this age.
So it was all about the looks there, right? I was waiting for him to say she's so intelligent, she's so smart.
Well, I'm sure that those were a part, the qualities that he discovered and she discovered later on. 80 years together. They're a beautiful couple to this day. God bless them.
Unheard of nowadays.
Unheard of. Wow. That's
My
incredible.
grandparents hit 70. And I was like, this is incredible. 80? Wow.
80 is incredible. Yeah, it's not a crapshoot, apparently. Right?
On behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
I kid, folks. Marriage is beautiful. For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca. Don't write letters.
And of course, Gary and I will be back with your only late local newscast tonight at 11.
I love marriage. Marriage is great. Get married.